Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mercury Retrograde in Gemini and Taurus. And this is a great time of year. So I know Mercury Retrograde gets vilified. People say, oh no, Mercury's retrograde, everything's going to go upside down, all these things are going to happen. But I want to present to you one idea. First idea is that computers and cars and all of these things were not around when people started studying astrology. All of these things were sort of people's belief systems layered upon various astrological events. So they're not even directly related. In Feng Shui, there's a lot of similar things. There's a lot of things like the bathroom is bad. It's not bad, but when Feng Shui was developed not millions, thousands of years ago, there were no modern bathrooms. So how could you compare apples to apples? So all these things that get mixed in with Mercury retrograde, we're just going to breathe them out. Just breathe out the negativity, because this is a time of upgrades. This is a time of revitalization. This is a time of rejuvenation. This is a time to really set the stage, create a foundation, and make really big, positive breakthroughs. And this retrograde specifically can help you to tune into more love and the power of self-love, the power of being slower, the power of being connected to transform your life in big ways. If you can take this energy and really start developing habits around it, slowing down, really feeling things in a different way, it can help you to create a new operating basis, a new way that you're moving through life where you can really soar, where you're not sort of up and down, where you can really soar and grow and build things that last. So get excited. It's Mercury retrograde. It is starting on the 10th of May, depending on when you're watching this, 2022, and it will be going all the way through June 3rd. And so what do? You definitely don't have to worry about survival or worry about any negative things, but instead, how do you make the absolute most of this time? So as Mercury slows down in the sky in Gemini, there's a lot of our need to slow our minds, slow ourselves down so that we can really make the most of the brilliance of the details. If you're rushing around, how many of you rush around? You have so much going on, even if it's all fun stuff, and you just miss these little details. You don't see something written on the list. You miss this. Someone says, did you see that really cool thing that's up in the center of town? And you're like, no, I didn't even notice it. You start missing the brilliant details everywhere because you're moving really fast. When you slow down, you can see all of these beautiful, important details. The details are the magic. Oftentimes, when we think back to the best times ever, you think of the small details that were involved in these great times, the colors that you wore, the very specific details of certain events, not necessarily these big grand gestures. So slowing down, paying attention to the details. I remember a trip I took to Italy once during the Venice Biennale, this art festival, and the film festival. And I remember these giant wheels of cheese that were all carved out at a party. And I still remember what all the crumbles look like and picking them up and just being able to walk around with a glass of wine and one of these pieces of cheese. It was just a whole memory. I remember the way the floor was. I was just so present at that time. And it was before social media. So I didn't have distractions and other things. So this is a time to think about how you can remove from your life the things that take you away from that detailed feeling of being present. Because in Feng Shui and in life, when you are powerful, when you're at your most powerful, you're really present. You're not thinking about the past. You're not worrying about the future. You're right here, right now. And getting into those details, being able to see everything around you starts when you clear your mind. So we're going to talk today about clearing your mind, slowing down, clearing your home, and really creating a foundation for a whole new operating basis moving forward. All of these cosmic things are not meant to punish us or to teach us horrible lessons or anything else. It's really a way, if you sort of follow the rhythms of nature, it's a way to really respect the opportunity in all of these things. So for those of you who like to move fast, slowing down might feel like, oh no, I'm not going to be successful, or oh no, I'm going to break my stride, I'm going to lose my momentum. But actually slowing down is a way that you can make the biggest and best upgrades. And you can tune into the frequencies of love that help you to do less and manifest, receive, prosper much more. So, slowing down and clearing your mind. Think about all the ways your mind gets full. Overconsumption of data. How many of you are watching too much Netflix for you, or too much streaming stuff, or too much YouTube, or too much social media, or whatever it might be? I know my TikTok habit, it can be intense sometimes. And you fill your mind with all this stuff. And even if it's really good stuff, and even if it's really inspiring stuff, it fills your mind and it becomes harder to operate. So, where are you taking in a lot of data? And now is the time to say, okay, I'm going to put a limit on that, or maybe I'm just going to stop doing that for a while. Maybe I'm just going to quit it for a little while, and I'm going to just sink into my clear mind. Now, if you hadn't had a clear mind in a while, it can feel weird because you're used to having a full mind. You're used to having all these things to distract you or to think about, instead of thinking about the tasks at hand, what you really, really want. So embrace this on a gradient, really lean into letting go of the distractions, letting go of the extra things. Also, if your mind is really full, ask yourself, do I have unfinished projects lingering? This is amazing, amazing time to finish your home projects, to finish any unfinished projects. So for those of you who haven't seen my YouTube short, it's posted on the channel. You could get a glimpse of my dining room, which is painted in this incredible crystal paint that is a rose quartz color. It's phenomenal. It looks really good. It was a big project to do last weekend. And the short is up. I made a short of it because it was more appropriate to do a short. You didn't need to see a whole 15 minutes of me painting the walls. But I'm happy to answer any questions you have about using lime wash paint. It was really fun. Finishing that home project gave me a lot of energy. Finishing, do you have other projects you've been thinking about? I've been thinking about fixing this. I've been thinking about painting these walls. I've been thinking about, or I'm halfway through with this, or I'm almost done with that. Get it done. I'm almost through with rehanging things in my hallway. I want it done now. I want everything hung up on the walls. What can you finish that's on your list that's been lingering? Getting this out of the way is going to make so much space for you to make big breakthroughs, and it's going to clear your mind. All those unfinished things like fill our head with stuff. And as you finish them, you don't have that stuff waiting for you. So it's a great time to make a list of unfinished projects. What do I have that I haven't finished? I have all these emails to return. I have all these projects to get done. I have all these, whatever it is around my house to finish. I have this clutter to clear, whatever it is. Make a list of your unfinished projects and take the next few weeks to get them done. This is clearing clutter. This is clearing your mind. This is making space for more abundance. This can almost instantly bring you more prosperity. You'll see how this activates so much of your life and makes you feel lighter and more free, because you don't have all these loose ends kind of rattling around in your mind. Just free yourself of all of these things. Again, this is a huge opportunity to make upgrades during Mercury retrograde in your home. In addition to all of this, to clear your mind, to clear your space, clean everything, and really clean really well and do regular energy clearing. Now is a great time to develop even the smallest habit that keeps the energy high and light around you. So depending on the weather, it might be great to develop a habit of waking up every morning and opening a few windows and greeting the day with some fresh air for a few minutes. It might be a fabulous time to wake up in the morning, light a candle, and sit and meditate for a few minutes. It might be a great time, again, clearing your mind, clearing your space. What daily habit can you create or bring back into your life that could be a daily way to keep your space high and light and to keep yourself really present? And it's going to, anything you do that's energy clearing is going to keep the flow going around you. And when you have energy flowing freely around you, that brings you more abundance, more money, more prosperity, more opportunities, more of all the things that you want. And it's all guided by love. So before I go further, one of the best things you can do during this Mercury retrograde is a deep clearing that has to do with bringing in more love in your life. And the free Love Feng Shui video series is starting soon. Below, you can find a link to sign up if you haven't done these videos yet. I know you are going to love them. They are some of my favorites. A deep, deep bedroom clearing, super, super methods that you may never have seen before, creating a love magnet, just tuning your whole home to a higher vibration that supports you and your wellness and your self-care and your glowing and your being magnetic in all ways. So you can find those videos below, sign up, and the minute they arrive, they're going to come to your inbox and they're going to be ready to go out shortly. So you can find those below. Also, for those of you who want to leap into the upgrade of learning how to do this work professionally, the School of Intention Professional Feng Shui training is open now for early registration. And I've never done an early registration before. And I'm so happy to do it because lots of people came in after the last session ended and were like, I want to start. And they didn't want to be behind. You could start now. It's an opportune time. Below, you can find all the details for the professional training. Feel free to book a call with me. I love connecting with all of you. And so many of you come from YouTube. So I appreciate so much you being here, watching, doing all of this stuff, and then wanting to go and do it professionally is just thrilling, or just learn it for your own personal growth. So you can find that below as well. And I say that to say a lot of what this retrograde is about has to do with your upgrades, your really digging in to the richness and the details of life, but also making upgrades in things. So looking at what you're doing and saying, how can I master this? How can I make this better? How can I add more of myself to this? When we talk about this idea of Gemini and expressiveness and this high-spirited, high vibration expressiveness. How do I bring more of myself to what I'm doing? And this could be a great time to brainstorm how you can do what you do, whether it's your job, your career, your volunteer work, your work at home, whatever it is that you're doing. How can I do this differently? How can I do this in a way that's more me? How can I learn to do this better? How can I learn things that are going to help me to bring my full self-expression to the table? So it's an amazing time to, again, do classes, do trainings, lean into your deep, deep curiosity and passion. It doesn't have to all be a passion, but you might be so curious about something like a painting class you want to take, something you want to learn. And you just say, okay, I'm buying this book. Okay, I'm going to take this workshop. I'm going to do this class. And you let yourself really become more masterful at it and bring that energy and that wisdom and that knowledge into your life. This is an amazing time to start brainstorming plans. How can I do this better? How can I do this better? This is a time where when you slow down, you can start seeing, I haven't been as present as I need to be. I haven't been as well rested as I need to be. I haven't been as excited as I want to be about life. And so I wanted to share something with you that I thought was really powerful. And I'm doing this very, very intense. It's for me, but it's also for the work, very intense, very next level trauma therapy. And it's with using all of these very phenomenal modalities that I'll share more about as I go through it. Not about me. I'm not going to share those details, but the modalities that I'm using, the way that this person works, who's really masterful at all of these unique modalities that are very, very transformational. And one of the things that he said to me this week was, you move really fast. You do things really fast. And I said, I know. My brain moves fast. I have lots of things going on. I'm busy. And I feel like you could probably relate to that. We're doing a lot of things. And he said, your nervous system doesn't move as fast. And I said, well, can it catch up? Like, what does that mean? And essentially what was explained to me was, even if you feel really joyful, even if you have a lot going on, even if you're loving every minute of it, you still need rest. You still need downtime. It still pays to go slower, because if you're moving really fast, you can outpace your nervous system, your heartbeat, your sense of connection, your sense of deep breaths. You can outpace that. And even if you're having fun doing it, you're not upset, you're not anything, you can burn yourself out without even realizing it. And you could stop. I found myself many times in the last few years saying, I don't understand. I'm doing so many amazing things. Why am I burned out? Everything's so good. Why am I burned out? Why am I feeling this way? And it's because I wasn't deeply relaxing enough. So this retrograde is such a great time to start calibrating into your zone of genius, I want you all to relax into your zone of genius this retrograde, so that you can start really working in a rhythm that's sustainable, so that you can come from that place of being present and seeing the details and thinking about how you could do things better, and also feeling really good, so you can maintain a rhythm, again, making that real steady up, or even going straight up in what you're doing, rather than being sort of bumpy, being up and down, up and down, up and down, feeling better and better as you go. So a few things you can do to really relax into your genius include bringing more texture to your home, more plushness. You might even think about a weighted blanket, something that's going to be substantial, something you can wrap yourself in, a thick robe for your bathtub, like things like this that are plush and like a big hug. You might even want to think about bringing more people around you who feel like a big hug, which is so important in terms of our relaxing into our place of genius. Another thing that you could think about that could be helpful in terms of what you can do in your environment is to make some art, and maybe make a regular art practice happen for yourself. So drawing every day, doodling every day, sketching every day, painting, even if it's not every day, a little bit more often, and as a regular flow, so that you can have this mind clearing and this sense of a pacing and a slowing down and tapping in. When we're in our creative mind, we're channeling energy through us. We're not using our brain power per se, but we're channeling energy through us. And in that space of channeling energy, you can really tap into so much inspiration, so much sort of downloads from the universe, so much of your intention, so much of your intuition flowing in a much more powerful way than hard work. So if you think Mercury retrograde is a scary thing, I think the scary thing in life is when you're trapped in a place where everything is difficult and you feel burned out and you have to push your way through it. To me, that's a scary thing. Mercury retrograde is a time to lean into slowing down and calibrating things so that everything flows better for you. And from that place of love, I made a whole video about this idea of manifesting with love, fifth dimensional manifestation. From that place of love, with self-love, honoring yourself, honoring your pace, knowing that you're not running a race, knowing that no one's going to get ahead of you, knowing that when you're connected, you're going to be the most brilliant, knowing that when you're slowed down, you're going to really see these fine points and details that are going to be magical for you and magical for everything you create, and allowing yourself to really do this slowing down, even a breathing practice, as I said, a meditation practice, a visualization practice, where you're letting yourself take time during the day to just be and start seeing all these things that you want to manifest unfolding, and enjoying this process and enjoying this time and enjoying this slow down when you are really moving really, really, really fast. Even if things are really, really, really good, sometimes it slows down how fast things come to you. So really embrace this time. It's a time of magnetism. And Mercury retrograde can be your most prosperous time. It's in Gemini and Taurus. And Taurus has a lot to do with money, material things, pleasures that are material. So this could be a time of reaping a lot of financial rewards, reaping a lot of done projects, those things checked off the list. This can be a great time to prosper in all ways, but it starts with your mind being clear, your energy being open, cleaning your house, doing a regular energy routine, not forcing things, relaxing more, feeling yourself sink into your genius, getting rid of those extra distractions, the too much data, all of that stuff. I'm going to start making, it's also a great time to return to things. And it's been a while. It's probably been like 6 weeks or more. I've made actual YouTube videos that weren't live. And I'm going to be back making videos this week. We're going to really get into, in this month ahead, this idea of uh, anti-burnout productivity. We'll say productivity and creativity that's sustainable. And we're really going to get deep into this idea that you don't have to sacrifice your well-being for your creative success, for your abundance, for the love in your life, to be fully actualized as a person. You don't have to sacrifice your wellness, your sense of being at peace, and really starting to get into this idea of designing life more. You get to design things. Sometimes it might seem like you don't have a lot of options, but you can move into greater and greater options when you're in that place of power. This Mercury retrograde can help you to get grounded in your power. So again, if you haven't yet, below you can find the free Love Feng Shui video series waiting for you. Sign up and you will start the moment the videos arrive. I hope you love them. And for those of you who want to become a Feng Shui pro and start during this early registration period, I would love to talk to you. Below you can find the details for the School of Intention, and feel free to reach out to me and set up a call. There's nothing as great in the world as seeing people sharing this infinite possibility, creative awakening, helping people to manifest their highest potential. And in the school, it all starts with you. You do all the work for yourself, and then it echoes out into the world. So that is below for you as well. And if you have questions, comments, please let me know. Let's really make this retrograde something of a pace setter, of a new operating basis, as I said, a new way to be, even just a little bit slower, even just a little bit more deliberate and detail oriented, even just a little bit more clear minded. And from that place, you're going to see all the things you do from that place are going to be different. They're going to feel different. They're going to sound different. They're going to hit different. They're going to bring different things into you. And you might be amazed at what happens. Sometimes the greatest creative inspiration comes from times of rest. Don't fear it. Embrace it. Don't worry about what other people say about this time. Know what's true for you and bring this into, it's going to be a time of renewal and restoration and all sorts of amazing things. So I hope you love it all. And I will be back soon with so many more videos. Mwah. Bye, everyone. Hi, Cornell. Oh, thank you so much. It's so great. Oh, I love that you're here. The school is a phenomenal school to learn and apply Feng Shui principles in all parts of your life. Thank you. I'm so happy to see it. Y'all popping on here for the chat. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, or rest of the weekend. And this is going to be a really cool retrograde. I just feel it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Canceling Netflix. I think that's a good idea. Or just limiting it. We all need our bandwidth for sure. Mwah. Bye, everyone.